I didn't put a bathtub into my tank. GalacticStorm here. Welcome to the show. And today, we're going to be reviewing the S-35CA Tier 5 French tank destroyer. This tank destroyer, after France was liberated in 1945, they started working on a tank destroyer based on the medium tank, the Salma S-35, that carried an equivalent 17-pounder gun. It's a different gun besides the British. Soon it was cancelled after the first prototype was finished, and 105mm and the 90mm really didn't show into the history on this tank. So after getting finished off with the god-awful Salma Sal 40, you get this thing. It has 330 hit points, 220 engine power, 37 kilometers per hour, which is pretty good. Traverse is good on the speed, 28. Hull armor, not really good, 56, 35, 35. The gun on this thing, however, is amazing. 113 to 188 with the damage. Penetration is 128 to 214. Rate of fire, 11 rounds per minute. Turret traverse, 26. The view range, not really good, 400. And the signal range is 300. So the guns on this thing are pretty. The stock gun that you get on this thing is amazing. It has great accuracy, great aiming time. It has good damage and really good penetration. This package, it only has a better tracks and a better engine, but you still get the same really good 17-pounder. The 90mm I'm not really a fan of. I haven't really bought it, and just because of the penetration and that. I prefer the penetration than the for the damage at least. But the accuracy on that's good, and the fire rate's lower. The 105mm is really good. But you do get less rounds off, but you get really good penetration and damage. But the ARL, the V39, will be your next tank that you'll be going through, and I don't know what it's like yet. Pros and cons on this thing, shall we? The pros on this thing: great stock. As you can see, it has a great stock gun with the best penetration for its tier, great choice of guns, large mantling that can bounce some shots, wide gun traverse. The 105mm has really good penetration and damage. Cons on this thing are, well, it's obvious with the open top. It's vulnerable to artillery and high explosive shells. It has sluggish acceleration. It has weak armor, and it has the poor view range. This tank, I fell in love with this thing. This thing is like the sweet spot after going after your vegetables with the Salma Sal 40. So I've got some gameplay for you guys, and I hope you guys really enjoy. For our first gameplay, we are going back to Arctic region. Arctic region, I really haven't, I really didn't get some gameplay out of this for a while now from Arctic region. And the S-35CA, it shined really bright in this game, I would say. For this game, I'm using the 105mm gun. It does have 10 less penetration than the 17-pounder gun does, which is I think 219 with the penetration, but you get much more damage when it comes to it, which is around 300. And this will be a tier 6 match. Like each side has about 5 to 6 tier 6s. It includes Churchills, VK3601H, KB1S, Easy 8, Sherman Jumbos, Churchills, KB1, and the artillery, which we would have to worry about on this one, because, well, with the open tops on tanks, it makes them more exposed to artillery, which means you could be instantly one-shotted, or you can have a whole bunch of drivers just getting just getting injured because of it. And with this, it's with a tank destroyer and having the least amount of health, this thing can be very vulnerable. And with its armor, it makes it even more vulnerable, and by the size, yeah, it makes you want to be much more careful. And the Fury, it just got its ass handed down with a huge chunk of its health being obliterated. and eventually it's going to get finished off by the bishop. Yep, there it goes. While the enemy side is, the rest of our guys are going to the other side of the map. Me, a VK-302M, a Sherman Jumbo, and I are going to face these 3 to 4 mediums and heavies, all about tier 6. And the Sherman Jumbo is our first victim. And remember, the Sherman Jumbo has around 150, 130 millimeters of armor. And I just went right through that like it was simply nothing, and it decided to pull back and be very, very wise on its choice. And then there's the EZ8, or the Sherman M4A3E8, I'm not entirely sure. I light its ass on fire, and there we go. My first victim. The VK3601H, really good guns, really good armor, but it just got like, it almost got half of its health blown away, and they're having a hard time trying to penetrate the tank. And with my penetration, doesn't really matter. And there we go. It only has like 1/4 of its health left. That's a lot of damage that I did there. And I'm doing some spotting damage too, which is doing some good. And then there's a Churchill 3, and then there's a Churchill 7. Both have really good armor, and as you can see, artillery is trying to clock in onto me. I'm doing this. I did have some gameplay that was based on the what was it? Right before the 1.10 patch update, and with this, this is during the 1.10 patch update, and I just recently played it. Well, I just recently got these games, or these gameplays, and it's just, holy crap. I think these were much better compared to what I've gotten before. It looks, the top of the thing does look like a bathtub on it. It looks ugly, but, well, you get the humor from it. It looks like a bathtub. I think it looks like a jacuzzi. T-34 tries to shoot at me, but I shoot him back and took most of its health. I tried to move back just trying to get shot by him, but I did get a good portion of my health taken away, and my turn went bye-bye. Well, the gun did. And then, well, as you can see right here, it's 12 out of 4. It's now 13 to 3, and we pretty much got this in the bag. I'm trying to be stupid here and trying to get after the Churchill 7, which is the last, or one of the last heavy on their team. And I try to back up. I try to go after this at the top of the turret there. Did some nice damage to it. I try to move down, or at least try to move down, but the Churchill finished me off, and it got quickly finished off too by a KV-1S. So pretty much me just being stupid and trying to get more. I was just trying to get another kill, but the Churchill finished me off there. So bravo to him. And I was like, oh my God, why didn't I do that? But yeah. But KB1 finishes off the last tank, and oh yeah. So we're trying to go up to the awards here. There's more awards. You can do practice on the thing on here. 27,000 silver. I got a high caliber out of this. 1,500 experience. Arsonist. Destroy enemy by catching on fire, fire for effect, cause more damage than points on your vehicle. Bruiser, damage vehicles with 5 injuries or more. And Master Badge Class 1. So, yeah, there we go. And, yeah, well, I've gotten a few handfuls of high calibers with this tank already. VK3601H, I destroyed like most of its health. Sherman Jumbo took about a good portion of its health. EZ8 I killed. Churchill reduced its health to mostly nothing, well, until it shot me down. And then the T-34, which I took most of its health away. So new awards, new practice modes that you get with the 1.10 patch, and I did about almost about 2,300 damage on this game, which was really good for a tier 6 match. And VK-302M did about 4 kills and, well, had over 1,000 damage. We did pretty good. Artillery did pretty good on their team, but not on the rest. But I have more gameplay for you, and it's really epic. and I hope you guys enjoy that one as well. And for our last gameplay, it's going to be on Mines, the rain variant on Encounter Battle. With this one, I'm going to be using the 17-pounder gun. The 17-pounder gun, like the 105mm, it has 10 more penetration, but it does have less damage, around 150, 180, around there. But for this, it has more of a rate of fire than it did for the 105mm. So this would be it'd be good for damage per minute, if you would say that. I think it's 150, but it's majority tier 5. There's only like 3 or 4 or 2 or 3 tier 4s on each side, and then 3 tier 3s on each side. So this one was pretty epic, I will not lie to you. And for this, there's going to be, most of the team are going to be heading down to the capture circle, or the capture point, and are going to try to go from there. Mostly some of the people that would just head to the hill and try to conquer it, and try to go after the enemy team with it. This was not the case, and there's this SPG that's going down there, but I don't think he knew that the enemy respawn there, so he gets a big General McGangbang by a Wolverine. High explosive shells and artillery, well, they really don't match. And for this, I was expecting more resistance. I'm up here with the Panzer 3C, or the Panzer 3A, I would say. And I was expecting maybe like 2, 3, maybe a little bit more of tanks, but up the hill, but surprisingly, they're not. They're not even there. They're heading down to the capture point and are going to try to capture the area. And while we're at it, while I'm trying to get up there, we just lost about 5 of our people within the first minute. And that was like, well, make that 6. In the first 2 minutes, we lost 6 people, which is baloney. And then, well, jackpot, there's the artillery, there's the ST Panzer II, and the Bison. And both of them, well, we have to take care of them first. The Panzer III, the Panzer is taking care of the Bison. There's the T-34. I'm trying to take care of it. Light tank's trying to distract it. I finish it off. So, in just the first few seconds, I got 2 kills already. And while we were doing that, the time limit on that circles, or the captured points, going, and I'm trying to go after there, trying to go find them. And we're evening out the scores right now. And you can see there's like 5 tanks in there. There's the Su-76. Finish it off with 1 shot. And trying to find the other tanks that are inside the capture circle, or capture point. I tried to go after the Shinyu, but it went away too quickly, and yeah. I tried to keep an eye out, for the light tank to show up and just try to take care of the enemies, but this Churchill one decided to block my view and just become a little bitch. So I asked him nicely, can you move out of the way, please? I didn't hear anything, so I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna push him down there. He deserved it. Besides, he should be going down there. He's a heavy tank, for Christ's sakes. I'm a tank destroyer. There you go. And there we go. There's the Shinyu going away. And, well, there's the M3 leader. I'm trying to take a shot at him, but he's not visible. And we're at a close score now. It's 9-11 right now. And, well, it's just, I'd rather help the capture area looks like it's less occupied right now, and it'd be enough just to help a friend of mine, or a few friends of theirs, and then I try to distract them and help them with the Churchill 3, finish him off, and that's kill number 4. And now we're tied 11 to, what was it, 11 to 10, 11, 12 to 11. Now it's 12-12, and we're just tied up now. And there's a Panzer IV, the Crusader and the AT2 are doing really good at their job right there. Took a shot at the Panzer IV and just ran away because that short barrel was an artillery shell, or not artillery shell, it's a high explosive shell. So I took another shot in, and then I was looking at my back, and then I noticed, oh, there's a tank destroyer coming. Oh shit, run away. And I finished off the Panzer IV right there. And it was a TA2, thank God, because that thing would have killed me in one shot. There's the Shinu. I tried to go after it too. And the Crusader is going after the T87 right there. I said T86, did I? It was T87. So I tried to go after the Shinu there. I tried to go after it. I took a shot at it and took about almost half its health away. And the AT2 finishes it off, and the Crusader is going after the TA2. I keep on screwing up on the names here. I'm sorry. But Crusader finishes it off, and there we go. That was a nice little win there. A nice little epic win, I would say. So we won, and what we got for the almost 20,000 silver. About 1,400 experience, 5 effect. You'll get this medal more often than not. Fighter, killing 4 or 5 enemies. Bruiser, and then Master Badge Class 2. What? And there we go. Yep, a whole bunch full of ribbons. And my thing got improved. Yay. And there we go. ST Panzer 2, blah. ST-76, blah. It was TA2, okay. T-34, blah. Panzer 4, blah. Churchill 3, blah. Shinu took some damage onto it, and Churchill got assistance with. And I did about almost around 1,300 damage in total. Crusader and the AT. They did pretty good too, but maybe not as much damage, but still pretty good. And yeah, there were some good players in that other team. This is one of the reasons why I like this tank, just for the guarding and protection and such. Let's review this tank. The S35CA. This thing I've had a lot of fun on compared to the other tank destroyers I got from the French line. The FCAC, that was pretty good. That was good, but not as good. The Rat was pretty good, I think. Yeah, I think it was the second best so far. Salmasal 40, oh my god, that was complete garbage. If I would give it a rating, I would have gave it a 0 out of 10. It was that bad, I'm sorry. But the S35CA, the bathtub, this thing, oh my god, this thing was amazing. I love this tank. There's no doubt about it. And for my rating, I would give it a rating of ta-da, a 10 out of 10 for my perspective. It has a powerful gun selection. You have one of the best stocked guns in the game. It's great for defensive tactics like a tank destroyer. It can hold down on the areas that you would want to do, or if you want to defend something or such. But this thing can also be good for sniping as well because of the accuracy on these guns. But the biggest thing that you would have to watch out for is the artillery and the high explosive shell tanks. Like, well, some of them would, like the Americans, some of the tank destroyers, all that fun shizzle and nizzle. But this thing, I've had more success in kill-death ratios and everything else with it. And survivability. I've got more survivability than the other French tank destroyers I've gotten. So that's what I think about the S35CA, aka the bathtub, aka the jacuzzi, aka that big ass couch that's in the middle of the tank. So, vote, rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun shizzle my nizzle. And this is GalacticStorm. I'm saying, keep charging, bitches.